Stop believing that time will fix you. It won't. Time doesn't heal a woman who keeps abandoning herself. It just lets the damage rot deeper. The world taught her to be patient, to be kind, to be everything for everyone, but it never warned her that this version of good is a slow, silent self-destruction, a life where she becomes so useful. She disappears. Tell me, when was the last time she made a decision that didn't require permission, approval, or validation? Because here's the truth no one dares to say. She didn't lose herself overnight. She traded pieces of her soul, one compromise at a time, until there was almost nothing left to come home to. And if she keeps going like this for another year, it won't just cost her happiness, it will cost her identity, her voice, her right to even recognize the woman in the mirror. This is not a story about healing. This is a confrontation, because she is risen is not about becoming better. It's about refusing to stay buried. And if she's ready to face the version of herself she's been avoiding, then this is where it begins. I remember the exact moment it hit me. Not like a storm, not loud, not dramatic, but quiet, terrifyingly quiet. I was standing in front of the mirror just like any other morning. Hair done, clothes right, smile rehearsed. From the outside, I looked like a woman who had everything under control, but something felt off, not broken, not even sad, just empty. That kind of emptiness is dangerous because it doesn't scream, it doesn't demand attention, it just slowly erases you until one day you realize you've been living as a ghost inside your own life. I had spent years being the good one, the one who stays, the one who understands, the one who doesn't make things difficult. And people loved me for it, or at least they loved what I gave them. But love built on self-betrayal is not love. It's a transaction. And I was the one paying the price. I said yes when I meant no. I stayed quiet when something inside me was screaming. I adjusted, softened, minimized myself, all to keep peace, to keep connection, to keep being chosen. And that's the trap. No one teaches you that the more you abandon yourself, the easier it becomes for others to do the same. But the breaking point didn't come from them. It came from me. One night, sitting alone in a room filled with everything I thought I wanted, I felt it, this unbearable weight in my chest. Not sadness, not anger, something deeper. Disgust, not toward them, toward myself, because for the first time I saw it clearly. I wasn't a victim of neglect. I was a participant in my own disappearance. That realization, it cuts deeper than any betrayal, and it forces a question you can't run from. If you are the one allowing it, then what exactly are you waiting for? That was the moment everything shifted. Not instantly, not magically, but fundamentally, because I stopped asking, why are they treating me like this? And started asking, why have I made this acceptable? That question changes everything because it takes the power back. In Stoic philosophy, there's a brutal truth most people avoid. Your suffering doesn't come from what happens to you. It comes from your attachment to what you wish would happen instead. I was attached to being understood, to being valued, to being chosen without having to demand it. But reality doesn't respond to silent expectations. Reality responds to boundaries, and I had none. That's when I understood what self-mastery actually means. It's not about controlling the world around you. It's about controlling the standards you refuse to negotiate. I couldn't control how people saw me, but I could control what I tolerated. I couldn't control whether they stayed, but I could control whether I stayed in something that was draining me. I couldn't rewrite the past, but I could stop using it as an excuse to remain the same. And that's where the rebirth begins. Not in some grand moment of confidence, but in small, uncomfortable decisions that feel unnatural at first. Like saying no and sitting with the guilt. Like walking away without explaining yourself 100 times. Like choosing silence Instead of proving your worth, it feels wrong because you've been trained to betray yourself. But that discomfort, that resistance, that's the exact signal that you're breaking the pattern. I started removing the mask slowly, painfully, not to become someone new, but to return to someone I had buried. And the truth is, people didn't always like it. Some left, some resisted. Some tried to pull me back into the version of me that was easier to control. But that's the cost of awakening. You don't get to rise and keep everything the same. You don't get to reclaim your identity and still be convenient for everyone else. Something has to break. And it's usually the illusion that you can be loved without first respecting yourself. But here's what no one tells you. On the other side of that loss, there is clarity. There is peace, not the kind that comes from everything being perfect, but the kind that comes from finally being aligned with yourself. No more pretending, no more shrinking, no more negotiating your worth just to feel safe. That's when I realized she is risen is not a soft poetic moment. It's a decision, a line drawn in silence, a refusal to go back, even when it's lonely. And if you're hearing this and something inside you feels uncomfortable, good, because that means you recognize it. And if you recognize it, then you're already standing at the edge of your own transformation. Now you decide, not tomorrow, not when it's easier, not when everyone finally understands you, now, because the woman you've been waiting to become is built by the decisions you're avoiding. So here is your exit plan. First, face it. Stop calling your exhaustion normal. Stop calling your silence peace. Name it for what it is, self-betrayal. Second, set the boundary, not softly, not apologetically. You cut off what drains you, or it will keep draining you. There is no middle ground. Third, reclaim your standard. Before you ask, do they choose me? Ask, do I choose this? If the answer is no, you walk. No explanation, no performance. Fourth, act symbolically. Remove something, leave something, end something. Your body needs proof that you are no longer the same woman. And finally, make it irreversible. You don't go back to a life that required you to disappear. Listen carefully. You were never too much. You were just surrounded by people who needed you to be less, not anymore. You are not rising to be accepted. You are rising because you refuse to stay buried. If you choose your rebirth, prove it, write it down. I take my life back, and this time, don't betray her again.